Always take the opportunity to pitch. My name is Bruce Rule. I'm a writer and editor, and I help my clients with all kinds of communication needs, social media, reports, articles, newsletters. Basically, anything they've written, I take, I edit, I make it better, or I just write it myself for them. Uh, I also teach public speaking on the side. I have workshops, and I also have some private clients. And I recently published a book called Heartfelt Goodbye, How to Write and Deliver the Eulogy Your Loved One Deserves. It's gotten very good reviews. It's a subject that's kind of sensitive, but people need to know about it. And people have written and said that they've found it very helpful. Also, people who have an elderly spouse or an elderly parent have written to me and said, I'm preparing for the end. This was very helpful. So it's something to think about if you're in that situation. One of the things I always say is always take the interview because you never know. You might have an opportunity that you didn't expect. You might meet somebody that could be helpful down the road. You find out a little bit more about your industry or uh, service or a customer base. The other thing I always say, though, is always make the pitch, meaning that if somebody says, hey, we have an opportunity, do you want to talk about it? Say, yes, absolutely. Even if you're not in a position to actually do the work, or perhaps you're too busy, or perhaps it's something outside your field a little bit, always take the pitch, always give an opportunity to see what you can do. And in this case, what happened recently is there's a fairly decent sized writers conference going on in Maryland next year. And they put out an email saying, hey, anybody want to pitch to be a presenter at this writers conference? And I don't know. It seems like it's more focused on poetry and fiction, so I wasn't sure that it would make sense for me to pitch to it because I write mostly nonfiction right now. I don't have anything published in the fiction world. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to make a pitch about how authors should do their presentations when they go out to an author event and whatnot. That might be something that's helpful. The Writers' Conference didn't want that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. He sent me an email and said, yeah, it doesn't really fit into the theme of this year's conference because we're going in a different direction. But actually, we do a weekly call for our group. And would you like to come on and do a webinar on the topic? And, we'd love for you to do it. Now, it's not as much money as doing the full writers conference, but it's money coming in. It's an opportunity to meet people. It's an opportunity to share what I think. It's an opportunity to introduce myself to a bunch of people. So of course I'm going to take the opportunity. It won't be for a few months because they schedule things out in advance. But the point is, if I hadn't said, you know what, I'm going to make a pitch to that writers conference, even though I don't think I'll get it, it's not really in my wheelhouse, I wouldn't have gotten this webinar. That's the key. Because, you got to take the pitch. If they're asking, why not pitch something? And I really think that that's really important when you're a freelancer to understand that you got to be out there pitching. And even if it's not really exactly in your wheelhouse, well, another opportunity might come up. The writers' conference wasn't really in my wheelhouse, but I made a pitch as best I could. Well, what came up? A webinar. They said, yeah, we could do a webinar though. That's how it works. Always make the pitch. Any opportunity you can get, go ahead and make a pitch because it doesn't hurt. And also, by the way, the other reason why I say to do that is it's good practice. You know, if you're out there pitching all the time, you're getting better at your pitches, you're getting better and smoother. It just helps. I don't see any downside to it. Yes, you got to deal with rejection. Fine. That's life. But if you're going to be a freelancer, you got to get out there and pitch. Take every opportunity you can. What do you think? Do you pitch all the time, any opportunity you can get, or do you hesitate and only take certain pitches? I'd be curious. Please comment, like, and share this because I do think it's important for other freelancers to understand this. And hit the subscribe button because that helps YouTube and me. And until next week, take care.